Hello everyone, the anime here. Today we are gonna be talking about on how I watched Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, I'm just saying now I watched Jujutsu Kaisen, great anime, and basically I'm gonna be talking about why. But yeah, hit that shit. Okay, let's get one thing straight, okay? Let's get one thing straight. The fights are fucking amazing, okay? You cannot tell me one single freaking fight in Jujutsu Kaisen that is not fire, okay? That is not absolute flames. Now, this has to coincide with the god tier animation that comes in with this anime. Like, the animation is so freaking good. Now, I will have to say though, it was a little overhyped. The animation that I was hearing, I was expecting like maybe even better than Demon Slayer's animation, but it's a little bit worse than Demon Slayer's animation. If in my own opinion, to be fair, I only watched like 12 episodes of Demon Slayer so far, so who am I to judge? But from what I've seen, it's a little. It's a little worse, but like very slightly worse. Like you might not even be able to tell. But yeah, the animation is god tier. Like even though it's low overhyped, not overhyped enough that I could be disappointed in it at all. Like there's no chance I could be disappointed in the animation, even if it was super overhyped. But hey. So besides the animation and the fights, let's actually get into like some story elements. Like the demon inside the protagonist kind of trope and how it's done perfectly in this series almost. Okay, now unlike other series where like in Naruto where there's a chance that the protagonist can befriend the demon that lives inside of him that gives him like some power. Which also, by the way, like Sukuna does not give Yuji any power unless he takes over, which then he can do whatever he wants because Yuji has to fight for that power back over his body, which also is another great like element to the story because then you also don't have the crutch of Sukuna. I mean, not Sukuna, fuck. Sukuna. You don't have the crutch of Sukuna being there all the time. Because if Yuji doesn't, like, in front of one of his teammates, you know, the lives are technically not in danger. But they would be in danger without that deal that they made. Which also, I don't know if that still applies. The deal that they made Sukuna offered that to Yuji that like, hey, I won't hurt anyone or kill anyone. Just let me have this one deal where I can take over your body, like, for 1 minute if something happens here, you know. So, because he wants to fight Megumi or Megumi. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that there. Megumi. You know, because he sees potential in him, and I guess we have another Hisoka on our hands because Sukuna really likes potential. I'm just kidding. Not much as Hisoka, but, you know, he does like potential, it looks like. But yeah, you have that where, you know, unless Yuji, you know, switches out with Sukuna, you know, he's not getting any, like, sort of power-up, no, like, extra buff or anything from Sukuna. It's all his raw strength. Which is where we come into the overpowered characters done right. Now you'd be like, okay, didn't you already go over this, like in Goro, the perfectly overpowered character, you know, video that I did a little bit ago. If you haven't watched that, go back and watch it after this video. It's a decent video. But almost every character in this anime seems to be at least slightly overpowered. Like, even the first year students you can argue, are outperforming the second year students, okay? Because Okay, if you haven't watched the anime fully, I don't know what you're doing here, but okay, I'm a spoiler warning, I guess, for the last episodes. But literally, the first year students, Yuji, Megumin, and Nohara, really just they took out special grades, three special grade curses. One that was a finger person, for Sukuna, which funny little scene just replayed in my head. But anyhow, then we have the two curses that were made from the cursed items. I'm pretty sure they're called that. Basically, were just curses inside of them that if a person ate them, they become the curse. And the first year students took them down. Now, sure, it wasn't without a little effort, but still. And these curses were stronger than the special grade curse that all three of them fought in, like, the second episode, I believe, second or the third episode. Yeah, the third episode, which they all got shreked by, and the only reason they survived is because Sukuna switched out with Yuji, and literally Sukuna just absolutely fucking obliterated the cursed object and ate the finger and went on to fight Megumi. So, when you really look at it, yeah, the first year students are overpowered. The second year students are overpowered, too. But the first year students are even more overpowered, okay? But the reason why this works is because they're still pretty weak compared to everyone else, okay? Okay, when you really look at the grand scheme of things, compared to the senseis, they ain't shit, okay? Like, okay, Yuji maybe, because he was able to pull off, like, 4 Black Forces moves, and, well, one of his, like, teachers technically, that was his max, and Yuji didn't, no problem, but that's just because he has natural talent for some reason. But, like, compared to Gojo and who they have to live up to, the first years still aren't anything compared. Now, sure, you could probably put him in, like, first grade sorcerers now, but still, like, they still ain't shit compared to Gojo and the curses they're gonna have to fight up against. Okay. Now, you might be saying, well, Gojo, like, beat down that volcano curse, and then they said that the curse that Yuji was beating down was stronger than the volcano curse, I believe. You might be saying that, and personally, I think it was just because of the sleep ability and saying how fast the curse was. I was just like, oh, that one could have been stronger. But let's face it, I'm pretty sure it was weaker. I think that was just a random line thrown in there. A little plot hole, I guess you can say. But yes, they did beat. Yuji did beat up a special grade. Well, this was with the help of a third year that Toto. I'm just gonna say Toto. This was help from Toto. Literally a person that probably could have beat it on its own if he really wanted to, because he could just switch out with it, and he was pretty good at strategizing and stuff. So I'm pretty sure Toto could have beat it on his own. To be fair, and Yuji was doing a lot of work there, but yeah. But Toto was doing most, like, probably could have done on his own. But then you got characters like Gojo, who literally could seemingly take out any person, any curse, anywhere, anytime that he really wanted to. And this brings on the fact that there are no, like, crutch characters like that the story leads on just in case anyone's in trouble. Because Gojo, sure, he could be considered a clutch character because he can destroy any curse in the series. But at the same time, he is always off on another mission doing something else or busy with something else, leaving his students having to fight on their own, okay? And they can't, they have, like, no self-service, I'm pretty sure, in these curse, like, areas either. So, like, they can't call them. They're on their own, like, completely on their own. Now, sure, Gojo can show up if he's close by, but most of the time he's never there, and he won't be able to get to him. And even now, they're even like setting up curse barriers, like the curses that Gojo can't get in. Now, obviously, Gojo can just break them, as seen in like when the curses just waltzed into the school ground and just started beating up students. But nevertheless, like they can set up Gojo-proof barriers so that he can't get in without having a low time. Which, if the curse is strong enough, it's still gonna pose a life or death threat for like the first years and second year students, as we've seen from the I believe it was I think it was in the 20th or 18th episode, somewhere in there, like somewhere between 15 and 20 episodes, and there was the tournament arc, you can say, where the curses invaded the school ground and created that barrier, and a couple people could have died. I mean, a couple people did die. What am I saying? A couple of the teachers died, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken here, or facility members. But yeah, a couple people did die. None of the students, but still, a couple people did die. And then you have the second year students, which their abilities are still overpowered. Don't get me wrong. Now, I think the first year students are still stronger than the second year students, okay? Just from seeing what they can do. But, like, Toge, he can literally tell you do whatever he wants. Now, obviously, this comes at the cost of his throat, so I'm pretty sure if he just told you to kill yourself, then his throat would just be fucking killed. He wouldn't be able to talk no more, That's not confirmed, by the way. I'm just speculating, because he was spewing blood just by saying blast at a fucking special blade. So he was spewing blood. And then we got Panda, which Panda, I mean, he might be the weakest out of the group. I'm just saying. Panda, he's strong, but when you really think about it, he ain't really that strong. I mean, his strongest form is Gorilla, which sure he was able to knock out, people through force, but I'm pretty sure Toto was able to do that. Yuji probably could do that. A lot of people can do that, and the only thing that really makes up for it is that the fact that he kind of has, 3 lives, in a sense, where, if you take out one core, then he has another core, and then another core, and then after that, he's done, but that's about it. And then you got Maki, which is a really interesting case, because technically, she's not really a sorcerer. I mean, she can't see curses. I don't think she has any cursed energy either. So, she's not really a sorcerer, because she needs glasses to see curses, but she's also probably one of the strongest, if not the strongest second year in the whole group. Because the fact that she has a deal with the universe, technically, I don't know exactly what they call it, I kind of forgot, but she has a deal with the universe that was given to her at birth. She doesn't get to decide whether to keep the deal or not, but she has a deal. Well, like Yuji, she has superhuman abilities. So, it aids her in her curse fighting, okay? So, yeah, the characters are just perfectly overpowered, which also leads to no characters holding any characters back. Now, I was kind of thinking that Nohara, the first year, was going to play the Sakura role of being completely fucking useless. But in the last episode, she just showed up and said, I'm just going to stab myself and you guys ain't going to do shit about it. Boom, bop, bop. And oh my god, was that lit. I was screaming oh my god, no way. I thought this was going to be a Sakura character all the way through. And just with those scenes that she had, she literally proved herself immensely. And that's really the only character that you can say is holding anyone back. No other characters holding any of the other characters back. Even in the Kyoto High School, you can't really say any of them are holding each other back, because none of them are. Because they're so strong that all they really can do is work together. Okay, and another trope that I do it's not really a bad trope because you kind of need it sometimes. But I'm glad that they didn't use this trope. Is that the protagonist does not have a set goal. Now you can say, well, Yuji's goal is to get all the fingers and swallow them and then go die or try not to die, you know. But is that really a set goal, or is that really a major goal like a lot of other shonen anime have? Like in My Hero Academia, Deku wants to be the number one hero. Like in Naruto wanted to be the Hokage. Like in Black Clover, he wanted to be the Wizard King. Like these are not set goals. Like those are set goals. The goals that Yuji have just to collect all the fingers are not really set goals at all. Okay. Now the next point I have on why Jujutsu Kaisen is such a good anime is the moral struggles in the anime. Okay, the moral struggles that we see in the anime, the moral questions. Even the question, like, it goes super deep when you really think about it. Like, well, there really is no punishment to kill someone, so why not go kill someone? Like, when you really think about it, and I'm pretty sure everyone thought about this, at least, like, I thought about it. Like, there really is no universal punishment when you think about it to kill someone, and that's explained in the anime, so, like, why not do it? Like, who's stopping you, you know? And, or, like, what really is a soul? Like, they even bring this up, like in the anime, a soul is just a human body. It's not the special. It's the heart that's special. They even say that humans don't have a heart and stuff, which the moral struggle is. But the most moral struggle is, what's a perfect death? Okay, it gets really deep here. Like, what's a perfect death? And is killing someone giving them a perfect death if they are struggling? Like if they ask for it, because in, I believe it's episode 12 or 13, that we have Yuji and what's his face Kaneto Nami fight off against Mahito, the human curse that can transform people based on the souls, because the soul is just the embodiment of the human, I guess, or what shape makes the human look like they are, basically. And how the creatures that Kaneto was making wanted to die, because some of them still realized that they were human and they didn't want to live anymore, which gave Yuji a dilemma. Like, these people want to die, like they're asking for it, and there's no way to return them back. So, do I kill him or do I leave him here? Because this ain't is not a perfect death, but neither is a perfect life. And at the end of the day, Yuji decided to kill him, which still left him heartbroken even though they asked for it. So it really brings up the moral ideal of, if a person asks to be killed, is it right to put him down out of the misery? Which is also a moral dilemma that people have to this day, which, to me, depending on the conditions, like if they're gonna die in the suffering, then put them down, you know, not like a dog, but like, hey, like they're dying, the suffering, like put them out of the misery. Why do they have to live like that, you know? Like, or, you know, like that. And that's the same thing that these humans were going through when they were being morphed. You know, they were dying, they were suffering, and they wanted to be put out of the misery, which Yuji saw and decided, hey, I gotta put him down, you know? So the moral struggles here, it's really good on how they implemented that. And this is just in the first season, by the way. Like, they're gonna explore the killing people part, like, is right over certain circumstances, you know. Oh, and then in the last episodes too, how Yuji like realized, like, oh, these aren't just curses, these are people that were transformed into curses. Like, these are actual people that were living, and Yuji struggled with that too. And, you know, so this ain't gonna be the first or last time that the moral struggle is, well, shown in the anime. And I'm pretty sure they probably have it in the manga, which I might start reading, honestly. You can expect manga weekly soon, once I catch up. Anyhow, okay. And, well, the final point here on why Jujutsu Kaisen is a fucking god tier anime is Gojo's eyes. Yeah, Gojo's eyes. Do I need to explain any further? I don't think I do. I really don't. If you disagree, leave. You can unsubscribe from my channel if you disagree with Gojo's eyes. Gojo's eyes are perfect. Did you not see them? I am not gay, but Gojo's eyes, I don't know. Anyhow, enough jokes aside with that. Yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. I'm pretty sure this was a very long video, and I was not expecting it to be this long. I think it's like 20 minutes or something. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe or not, you have free will. And yeah, with that, the anime signing off.